you get it through your thick skull that I'm broke? Dead, flat, stony broke.
The number one fear of old people is outliving their money.
Here's the thing that no one tells you. That paid off house, it's not really free. Older homes cost more maintenance, energy, property taxes, and insurance. And with rising rates, those costs are climbing fast.
These are the true facts today for homeowners who have paid off their homes or homes are all of paid off and they're having a hard time keeping up with the rising payments.
So we have a financial crisis that nobody is talking about, and I want to bring it to your attention because it's extremely important.
The retirement crisis.
Well, after this not so auspicious day, I'd love to remind everybody that as the cost of living goes up, seniors are unable to afford anything.
One of the major expenses that is skyrocketing and affecting homeowners significantly are the property taxes, amongst other things. Property taxes have risen significantly, 5, 10, 20% over the last 5 years. Here's the part that nobody tells you. And these retirees and owners who have paid off their homes are very sad in a highly financial situation, and it's affecting their mental health and social situations. To make matters things worse, home prices have gone up significantly, and so has their property taxes. Furthermore, a lot of the states, a lot of the counties are overspending. They're running out of money, and some counties are raising their property taxes to recover a lot of that cash.
On Social Security, 68 years old, and working just to pay my taxes. My property taxes were $895 a year. Now, my property taxes are approaching $8,000 a year over the last couple of years. And so we're paying $700 a month rent to the state to live in our own house.
If we pay off our houses, why do we still have to keep paying property taxes? Can someone in government please explain that to me? Like, what exactly do we get for the property tax money? I mean, other than getting to stay in our house that we've paid off and supposedly own. Like, if I didn't pay that property tax, you'd take the property. So, in essence, I don't really own it? Like, who in the government came up with property tax?
We are killing people, folks. Make no mistake, I'm sure there are folks in the crowd right now who know exactly what I'm saying because it's happening to them. Some of us, this is a horrible thing. It's an imposition. But for some of us, it's life and death. Because when you tell a senior, you have to pay so much in property tax, you need to sell your home, you need to move, more often than not, they die. More often than not, without their family and their support system with them to take care of them and help them. You take someone who's already in poor health and say, move to Indiana, good luck on your own. We all know what the studies say. They don't live long.
So you're telling me that if I buy a house 30 years ago at $50,000, but the city develops really well and now the value of my house is at $2 million, you're telling me that I have to now pay taxes on $2 million, even though I have never seen a dime of that $2 million. I have not sold my house. This is not an investment property. This is where I live, and I chose to live, and I hoped to live for the rest of my life. But now you're telling me that I either have to sell my house or lose my house because I can't afford to pay taxes. And the taxes are probably more than what my mortgage was 30 years ago. You're telling me that if I give this house as an inheritance as a senior to my children, and I pass away, they will either have to pay those property taxes for the rest of their lives, or they risk losing the house that I have worked so hard for all this time. Property taxes is a scam. And I understand that it pays for education and it pays for teacher salaries, but I think we need to find another way. Because
hearing some politician tell me I don't really own my own home because of property taxes is infuriating. Yeah, property taxes, government's dirty little shakedown. It begs one question. What in the actual hell is that about?
You're going to tell some senior citizen, some 60, 70, 65, 70, 75-year-old person who worked their whole life, earned a living, earned an income, had money taken out of that income as tax, and then took what was left and paid a mortgage for 30 years in most cases or more. And they finally did it. Now this is mine and it's mine alone. I've already paid taxes on it and on my income, which I used to buy it. And now that it is mine and only mine, the state is saying, keep paying us anyway for the right to own that house. And if you don't pay us for the right to own that house, we'll take it away from you. Go get your ass in an apartment. I've never heard anything as vile, honestly, as that.
Let's be honest. Property taxes is just one of the equations. The real silent killer of high expenses for seniors is maintenance.
It blows my mind that no one will tell you this about owning a home. Bueller. Take your house, your home's value. Your home's worth $400,000. Depending on the year, it'll cost you $4,000 to $12,000 to keep that sumbitch up. What? Yes. A new roof on the house is probably $20,000, and you're gonna get a new roof every 10 to 15 years, right? A new AC could be $8,000. You're gonna get a new refrigerator every 5 to 7 or 10 years. Ceiling fans, water leaks, bathroom remodels, painting the exterior of the house. I guess you need to factor 1 to 3% of your home's value into your budget.
We need to talk about the maintenance costs that catch homeowners completely off guard. Home maintenance costs thousands annually, and that number keeps climbing year over year. The old rule was to save 1% of your home's value annually for repairs. On a $350,000 home, that's $3,500. But the reality, many homeowners need significantly more. Major repairs aren't cheap. Roofs can cost $8,000 to $15,000. HVAC systems, $5,000 to $12,000. Water heaters, $1,200 to $2,500. Foundation repairs, $4,000 to $15,000. And here's the part that concerns me. Many homeowners don't have dedicated savings for these inevitable expenses, forcing them to use credit cards or loans when systems fail. Imagine your furnace dies during winter or your AC fails during a heat wave. Without reserves, that emergency expense can derail your entire budget. Here's my advice.
Provided you can make the payments, owning real assets is good. But you also have to keep in mind that when you own a house, things go on and you have to pay the cost of maintenance and repair. Those costs are going to go up. To insure your property, the cost of the insurance is going to go up because the cost of replacing it or fixing it is going to go up. Chances are your property tax is going to go up. Your utilities are going to go up. So there's a lot of expenses.
This is the part that blindsides many homeowners. When you are working and you have a $10,000 air conditioning repair or a $15,000 roof repair or any other repairs, it is manageable. But when you are on a fixed income, you are retired and you have a limited savings account, that $10,000, $15,000 can hit you hard. Comment below if you think repair bills, property bills are expensive these days and you're having a hard time, or what is your opinion about those repairs and costs that are never going to stop. And if you think repairs and property tax weren't enough biting into your savings and your lifestyle, let's talk about insurance.
Homeowners insurance in the U.S. is increasing at an alarming rate. This recent report was just released about the top 10 insurers in the U.S. and their rate increases over the last 6 years. For the second year in a row, rates have increased in double digits. You can see at the top of this list is American Family Insurance with a 16.5% rate increase over 2023.
Yesterday, I inherited my mother's homeowner's insurance policy, $3,900 a year. Now, before you ask, that's for a 900 square foot house in Florida, about a block off the water, and the house was built in the 1950s. I hope you'll forgive my use of this language, but where the am I going to find $3,900 a year? It might as well be $39,000 a year, because I don't have that kind of money. I retired from journalism after 41 years, and that was a very stressful job.
I'm going to quick rant real quickly about homeowners insurance and getting in my truck, so bear with me. So let's see if anybody else is experiencing this. So last year, my homeowner's insurance for the year was $3,018. Okay. Year before that, it was $2,600. Year before that, $2,200. Year before that, $2,100. I've owned this house for 4 years. So it's went from $2,100 4 years ago to I just got my renewal quote. Remember, 2024 was $3,018. This year, my homeowner's insurance is over $6,000. No claims in the last 4 years. I've never had a claim against the house I'm living in now. But my insurance just doubled. Homeowner's insurance doubled year over year with no claims. I'm just curious. I'm in South Carolina. Is anybody else seeing this? And what are you doing about it to combat it? Because I need some tips and tricks.
Insurance is a nasty one, especially if you live in wildfire areas, flood areas, tornado areas. Like I am in the fire hazard area and my insurance has almost doubled in the last 2 or 3 years. If you have a mortgage, you are required to have insurance. But even if your house is paid off, it is recommended that you do have insurance in case of a disaster or a fire or a flood, etc. So it's something that you don't want, but you have to have. And the prices are just jumping and jumping. And just when you think those are high expenses, there is another cost that is affecting many, many homeowners, whether the house is paid off or not, and that is utilities.
Here are some facts, folks. Electricity and water bills are skyrocketing, and water reserves are dwindling. The ruling elite want us to believe it's inflation and untimely weather conditions. The truth is that AI requires enormous energy resources and billions of gallons of water to cool its servers.
According to a Bankrate study, it found out that the average American homeowner pays about $4,500 per year in just utility bills. And if you include cable and internet, that number goes up by an additional $1,500 per year. Now, I know most of us are living without cable these days, but no one's living without internet. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video right now. Some people are able to get by just having their cell phone LTE or 5G plan and not actually having home internet. If you're a very light internet user, that could work for you. So you don't have an internet bill, but you're still paying for the phone.
It affects my life as everybody else's.
When the power costs climb, everything counts.
We unplug the little cubes that you use for your phone or to charge your equipment.
We don't leave the lights on at night. We don't really use the heater at all. Just put on a sweater or something like that.
APS wants to raise rates by 14% overall, but homeowners could see 16% or more depending on their plan. I am a teacher, so I already don't get paid the most here.
Utilities don't sound like a big deal, but you can see the stacking effect. You have trash, you have electricity, you have water, you have gas, you have internet, you have telephone, you have cable and security system. All those add up and we call it utilities because it's a utility. And when you combine all those 6 or 7 or 8 accounts, they add up fast, especially when they're jumping 10, 20, 30%. All these combined expenses, property tax, insurance, maintenance, utilities, and other expenses are never going to go down, especially the way things are going right now in our country. Sorry to say that, but we're in a bad situation.
I'm a broke bitch, and I can't go far, cause you know I can't afford it anyway. Can't rely on my own damn money. I'm so broke that it's not funny.
Something nobody wants to talk about. I listened to a very startling interview this morning. America is about to face the biggest retirement crisis in its history. But nobody wants to talk about it because the people who are going to suffer the most are the ones who did everything right. We went to college, we got good jobs, we were loyal to our jobs, we saved in our 401k, we bought homes, but in today's market, it's not enough. Here's the truth. That house is not going to pay your grocery bill in retirement. The 401k plan was never designed to create wealth. Even the man who created it has said so publicly over and over again. Social Security isn't even going to come close to covering your expenses, especially if you only have one check coming to your household. So if you're in your 50s and 60s right now and you feel behind, you feel like you're failing, it's not your fault. You have flat out been lied to.
Wow, so true and factual. I have grown-up kids, and the last thing I want my kids to think about is this. Please share with us how you feel or where you are at as far as the payments and expenses. And please watch this video. Americans are giving up from their insane mortgage payments.